Hello, off-camera tubers. Welcome back to Let's Play Blue Forgets to Hit the Record button with the live chat that finally remembers. Don't worry about it. You didn't miss very much. I'll show you the map when we get out of this dialogue. All we really did was spend a lot of time traveling back and forth, zigzagging across the ocean. And then we went back to Amsterdam, where we turned in our maps, and it actually got us over 40,000 fame, which was enough, just enough, to unlock this event, which I wasn't expecting, and then I didn't start recording. So as soon as you go to a port after hitting 40,000 fame, this happens. Ali Vazza, a merchant, meets you at the... Like, you don't have to do anything. The first port, we're still in Amsterdam, as soon as you try to leave. Bye, Joe. Bye, Joe. Right. I'm doing him a favor. Trading favors. Trading goods. It's all business to me. So I have a message for you. It's not El Dorado, but around these coordinates... there is a country called Zipangu. Yeah, we've been there. How you could explore the entire world without finding Zipangu, I don't know. The Golden Country. That's all, gotta go. That's really useless information. We've been there before. Well, I guess we'll head there again. Anyway, sorry for not showing all of that on camera, but it surprised me. So, what have we not talked about since we started recording? Well, first, let's look at the map. So, I did a Antarctic loop. You can see lots more of the map is opened up now. And after the Antarctic loop, I did most of the Pacific Ocean. Just left, right, back and forth, back and forth. I left a little black bar at the bottom just to bug people. And then we just traveled back to Amsterdam. So, you know, not the most exciting, but mostly mapped out. And we did discover one other little tidbit, I think. So, we've gotten a lot of level ups. Like, all this traveling has given... Like, we've probably spent a year or two traveling the seas just on super speed. So, our character got a whole bunch of level ups, and most of our crew is also similarly leveling up a lot. So, we spent a lot of money on food. We've probably spent 500,000 gold on food, and we've gotten levels up out of it, I guess, is the deal. But... what am I trying to say here? So yeah, most everyone is around level 24. Most people have capped their navigating stats, right? Or at least, you know, the important ones. The seamanship. The flag is leadership. The other thing is seamanship is the anchor. Leadership is the flag. Knowledge is the book. So they're all doing pretty well. Other than that, what was I going to say? So we learned that for crew, even though each of these ships, these Venetian galleasses, they are supposed to have a minimum of 60 crew. You get a red number if you're below 60. It doesn't seem to affect the movement speed, assuming that this number 13 is correct. It seems we can drop down to about as low as 24, give or take. And it doesn't seem to go down. And then I just left most of them on 30 to be nice and even, but... So, how that works, the math for max speed at sea, I don't understand. Apparently, there's also some mechanic that someone was trying to explain about how overloaded the ships are as well. So, if all your ships are full, they also go a little bit slower. Navigation level cancels out crew penalty, more or less. So, if we got higher in, like, if we're at level 50 navigation, can we just have, like, one crew member? That'd be kind of crazy. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it. We're level 26. And, I mean, we could try to figure out, like, exactly... If there's anything that I would be curious about, is exactly how low can you go? So, 15 is way too low. We did a fair bit of this off camera. So, 24 is fine. 21 is fine, for us at least. But 18 is not enough. It seems like generally once we drop down to around 20 crew members, we start to lose speed. So maybe it's... If 60 is the minimum crew size, our level's what, 24? Minus 24? That's not enough. I don't know. I have no idea how the game does the math. Remember that it could all be a programming error anyway. Because when you're doing this assigned crew thing, it doesn't actually do the rounding correctly. Like, there's rounding errors assigning this sometimes, so it could all be a bug anyway. Who knows? But I'm not going to cry. We have 13 movement speed on the map, which I believe is as high as you can get. And we're probably, you know, totally useless in combat, but that doesn't matter. So anyway, we also have enough fame now to go back to the King of Italy. And the merchant Ali told us to go to, well, Japan, basically. So Italy's a lot closer, so we might as well go there first. And then we'll make a trip to Japan. And we could bring goods to sell. I'm sure we can make a lot of money, but it's also easier just to load up on food and go there like it is, as it is. Alright. So what will be our final quest from the King of Italy? To become a duke. Hello there, Broke. I've heard quite a bit about you lately. You look like someone I could count on. I've heard you're quite an adventurer. I want you to travel... Oh, well, we're never making it to Duke. If that's all he'll get us, then it's impossible. There's no more discoveries. No thanks. That would be a quest we could never complete. Looks like we'll be Marquis Ankylo forever. Unless you can get him to cycle to a different quest or something. There's just... That's not gonna work. Anyway, let's travel to Japan. You wouldn't want to be a Marquis? What's wrong with being a Marquis? We probably get amazing deals if we're trying to do merchanting. You felt that would happen? Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised we went from Earl to Marquis in the first place. I guess the shortest route is probably still around Africa. We'll just go the Africa way. It's dangerous to be a Marquis? I mean, if I was in the 1500s, I would rather be a Marquis than a non-landed type. Like, a nobleman, I'm sure, is safer than being a commoner in the 1500s. I 100% guarantee it. It's always dangerous to be in the 1500s, but I'd rather have a title and some money in the land so I can at least pay people. You know, top of the line 1500 medicines, not very good, but better than literally nothing. Maybe. And to be fair, that might be debatable. Sometimes literally nothing is better than having someone drill a hole in your head to get the demons out. You gotta defend the border against invaders? You can't make me. Alright, just watching out for pirates or storms or storm pirates, whatever you want to call them. I have less patience with the game now than I used to, so we'll be doing a fair bit more turbo speed, let's call it, as we're traveling around. Just, you know, because. Oh, let's just take the east route. This is about as efficient as any other route. How come all the interior of North America is undiscovered? Well, we took the Mississippi all the way up to Niagara Falls, but I don't think you can go to the Colorado River or any other big river systems. North America is just I don't know what they call it. Like Japan, when they programmed this game, I'm blaming all of Japan for the programmers at Koei. They just didn't really look at North America at all. Oh, you mean Asia as well? I mean, we also... To be fair, in the 1500s, I bet you Central Russia was not explored either. It's mostly mountains and steppes. So I would be surprised if in the 1500s they had a very good map of that area either. Like, I've seen some maps from the classical era or whatever we call this time. They weren't very accurate, especially the further away you got from the coast. Like, coastal map makers, not bad. Especially as time goes on, they got pretty decent. But interior land, like, it's really hard to make maps by land. Like, everyone has different ways of counting feet and miles or whatever measurement you're using, and they'll put in general geographic locations and landmarks like mountains, but yeah, I bet you the interior of Russia was one of the last places to get mapped of all of that kind of area. If we just go north here, we'll pretty much hit Japan. Oh good, a storm. Well, on the plus side, I have an important item. A couple of these are left. Good thing I bought them all, right? But the fact you could take the Mississippi to Niagara was pretty hilarious. Yeah, I mean that was a good day. That was a fun adventure up the Mississippi all the way to Niagara Falls. Time to start mapping space. So that's easy. There's nothing there. Space is just empty, right? Alright, I did hit Japan. Perfect. Should have recognized it immediately, right? Oh, this is the wrong one. We didn't want to go to Sakai. We want to go to, I'm pretty sure... It said Zipangu. Isn't the other port... No, the other port's Nagasaki. Zipangu is just what they want to call it, right? Like the island. It might not matter which one you landed in. Hey, another level up. It did well, I'm actually not going to say absolutely nothing. But my other stats are 100 already, so it can't change those. Okay, so we're in Nagasaki looking for El Dorado. This is the land of El Dorado. Oh, Natsu. Let's give her a peacock fan. This is what we give all the girls. Oh, I'm so happy. How about... Oh, she's not going to help us at all, is she? Maybe one of these fine fellows? Oh, Jack Diffson. We've tried to recruit this guy before. He's pretty high level, but more importantly, like, do you have any gossip? It looks like there's nobody to recruit over in Japan. Hey? If I remember correctly, this guy's a pretty high level. I'm gonna look him up just because it's kind of interesting. And I've got the screen open. We probably could recruit him. He's level 5 navigation, level 8 battles, so we probably could get him. His stats are trash, though, and he's just a pirate. The only good news about him is he comes with navigation skill and the gunnery skill, so he's got the correct skills for a mate, but I don't care enough. Alright, come on, random people, tell me. Tell me about the country of gold. I actually don't really know what we're supposed to do. I guess we could check one of the guilds or something. But so far, the bar has proved kind of pointless. Let's just have a sleep. Maybe, actually, it's possible there's actually a dude here. Nope. We could just start investing here. Get this place all built up. We could talk to random people, even. I really don't do this very often, because people are boring. Who likes to talk to people? I saw a used Kansen ship at the shipyard. We could have just gone to the shipyard and checked. See, there you go. Someone asked about what does a figurehead do. Here you go. Figureheads will protect you from accidents and monsters on the high seas. It's awesome. Yeah. Alright, let's see if the guild can help us. No, I do not want to deliver a letter. One of these places will probably have an event when you walk into it. Either at this port or the other port. Now, we don't have a weapon. We have no weapons at all. We could buy a cool Japanese sword. There we go. Now I've got a weapon, guys. I'm ready for battle. Is there an ending to this game? Yeah, sorta. There's a story ending for each character. Alright, I'm not gonna go shopping right now. I don't care about trade. Is it trying to RNG itself? Yeah, I mean, it is a very open world game. It is designed that you just play it at your own leisure, sort of doing whatever you want to do. Oh, it's as soon as we try to leave. Typical. Say, bro, this is Zipangu. But it sure doesn't look like the golden country of El Dorado. Let's look around some more. Maybe the other port then, I guess? I think there's only 2 proper cities on this island, I think? Because there's like there's a supply port up north, but I think there's just these 2 for actual like towns. I think. We got to get an event in one of these, basically. Nope. Or meet somebody that knows something. Well, every time we stop in port, we buy a lot of servings of tea or whatever. I guess tea might make a little bit of sense, but we buy some drinks for everybody in town every time we go through. So that's why we have so many friends. They all know our name. Alright, we already got a Japanese sword. You know, their specialty is mermaid bracelets. We might as well buy one, right? They got a bank. Marco Polo Bank has a branch in Japan, even though it's not really discovered yet. Yeah. I mean, I could deposit some gold, but I don't care. Come on, guild. Nothing. Actually, they have a quest building. This might be where you go. Eventually. No events on sleeping. Well, this has been relatively futile. I'm just gonna invest while we're here, because I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Let's get these ports built up. We sailed all the way to Japan. Let's at least boost the local economy, right? By giving them 100,000 gold. So we had this event already. Oh! We just had to go to a second port. Okay, something else happened this time. Another one of the main characters that we've never met. Are you fellows looking for a place called El Dorado? Who are you? My name is Ernst. I'm trying to make a globe. I want a world map. Yeah, you know, we already did that. You got it. Well, do you know where El Dorado is then, seeing as you've surely been further around the world than we have? No, I've never heard of it. I can't tell just by the name. I guess the sooner I finish this map, the better. Well, it's probably a place that not too many people have been to. Well, then I think your best bet might be South America. Try around the equator between 50-70 west. Alright. 0 north-south, 50 to 70 west. Thanks, dude. Thanks for making me go all the way to Japan to tell me that. Ernst will be the character that we don't let's play, seeing as his story is too similar to our Pietro's. Alright, we're heading to South America. Looks like we're crossing the Pacific again. This time with Turbo. Alright, we made it. Let's, No, let's keep going. At Panama, we'll stop at Panama to, break the scurvy. There we go. George is better. Omar. Good job, George and Omar. Well, Broke, I guess we're in South America now. But it's so big, I don't know how to find El Dorado. Somebody else comes in here. Some profound advice. Check out this city and just walks away. Yeah, it's terrible. Sounds pretty rough, eh? Oh, Camilla, look! That guy looks hurt. Some old man walked in and fell down. Let's go help him. Oh, he's still breathing. Hey, wake up. Huh? Oh, where am I? What happened to me? Well, this is the port of Panama. You must have washed up on shore and stumbled in here. Do you remember anything? Oh, thank you for helping me. I owe you a great debt. We literally just walked over to you and didn't rob you. What happened? By the way, I'm an adventurer. BlueAnkylo's the name. I'm actually not so broke anymore, but my friends won't get rid of my nickname. Broke, huh? Was an adventurer. Raul Franco of Portugal. Franco? Are you any connection to Duke Franco? Duke? Yeah, the Duchess Franco is sponsoring my travels. Oh, I'm no Duke. My wife is telling you silly stories. I mean, my ancestors were nobles, but in my generation, we were just poor merchants. Oh, such a long time ago. Is this like the main character from Uncharted Waters 1? I've been a prisoner for 10 or 15 years. I can't keep track of time. Prison? Well, would you mind telling us what happened? I'm sure I can help. It was over 20 years ago. My son must be less than 20. My ship was destroyed. Let's not talk about timelines. My ship was destroyed in a storm. Somehow I made it ashore and found my way to a village. For several years I lived in that village, enjoying a peaceful days, waiting for a ship to sail by and take me home. But one day an army invaded and I ran deep into the heart of the mainland. It's also been 10 years since the game started, so it's totally fine. Timeline matches, it's just fine. Suddenly, before my eyes, a wondrous sight appeared. Oh, it was amazing. Raul, what did you see? If it was the City of Gold, tell me where it is. Yes, the legendary city in the land of gold, El Dorado. What? It can't be. Ah, it was so beautiful, bright and beautiful. You wouldn't believe how shiny and bright it was. Everything was just made of gold. It hurt my eyes to look at. I took several trinkets and left. This guy is dying on the ground, and he's telling us his life story. I continued walking into the heart of the mainland, and eventually emerged on the other side at another village. I must have spent years there waiting for a ship from Portugal to come by. One day I heard that some Portuguese were building a town, so I went to have a look. Raul, have you ever seen this medallion? Oh, what? Oh, this is the medallion that saved my life. I gave it to the villagers as thanks for their hospitality. I thought it was just a yarn, but I found what the pirates that attacked your village had hidden. I believed El Dorado. I believed it existed, whatever, and came here to look for it. This medallion has been around the world, and yet again saves my life. The winds of fate are a strange thing, my lad. But where was I? Yes, I went to see the Portuguese town. As soon as I reached the town, I was arrested and thrown into prison. I found out later it was the army that had attacked my village before. They are Portuguese, but they have betrayed their king in order to try for world domination. It wouldn't be a JRPG without world domination. I spent many long years in that prison. But several days ago, conveniently when you traveled to Panama, the camp was buzzing with activity. I don't know what caused the commotion, but I saw my chance and escaped. Well, you were lucky to get away at the same time that I landed in Portugal after 10 years of traveling. Don't I know it? Now, all I want is to go home to Lisbon. Every day in prison, all I would think about is Lisbon, Lisbon, Lisbon. The beautiful Lisbon. My first mate is Rocco. Lisbon, Lisbon. Rocco? Do you have a cartoon in the 90s? Yes, and also the son I left behind, Leon. Is it Joe? I thought it was Joe. Well, wait a minute, your son is Leon? Leon Franco. Wait. Who's Leon? Do we know Leon? Well, as I mentioned earlier, there is a Duke Franco, and his name is Leon. Oh, is that true? Could it really be? Well, pretty sure I heard that Duke Leon used to be an adventurer. He rescued the there we go, that's the one. That's the one from Uncharted Waters 1. He rescued the Princess of Portugal, who had been kidnapped by pirates, fell in love, married him, king made him a duke. Bang. That's the first game. And the old sailor with the duke's son, Joe, is called Rocco. So, yes, if you play Joe's scenario, Rocco hangs out with you, who was your dad's first mate, who was Leon. And now we found his father, Grandpa Franco. Oh, that is true. So my boy Leon has become a duke. Let's go. We're taking you back to Lisbon, old man. Don't forget your lime juice. Oh, but you came all this way to search for El Dorado, right? Ah, don't worry about it. It's not going anywhere until the Spanish get there, and then it's totally ruined. I mean, don't worry. You remember the way, don't you? Well, I think I could still draw a map. I've only been in prison for 15 years. That's good enough. You're the one who found it anyway. Don't want to take the credit from someone else. You're quite an adventurer. My respect. Oh, thank you very much. Alright, let's get you to Lisbon. Duke Leon will sure be happy to see you. Yeah, don't forget your lime juice. Alright. Well, now we know where to go. And how to get there. So, of course, we're on the west coast of South America. At the very tip of northwest South America. Northwest. That doesn't make any sense. We're in Central America. We got a long way to go. But we got speed. And as long as you can fast forward, you can travel. Oh no, not this event. Oh, ha! We're no longer in sailing ships. We don't need wind. Take that, stupid random no wind events. Yeah, I don't care about the wind. We don't need no wind where we're going. That's great. Alright, 24 days at sea, no big deal. No, we don't need to stop. Speed, speed, speed. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We got slaves to row, that's right. Old man! Get to work in the... Get to work on the oars, basically. That's it. And so many level ups. Oh, of course it's a Turkish port. Great. Alright, we're gonna put a save in, and we're gonna sail across the Atlantic and try not to get killed by storms. Well, I didn't quite land exactly where I wanted, but close enough. If you do it properly, if you cross at the right point, you just hit the very tip of West Africa and it's all nice and efficient. Alright. Did we make it? Is the old man still alive? I sure hope we get some gold soon from El Dorado. It's getting kind of late. I can't keep playing for too much longer. Alright. Well, before you can go meet your son and daughter, or daughter-in-law. Hey, Broke, we better go straight to Duke Leon's. Yeah, we'll go there in the morning. Don't tell me what to do. I got 3 million gold in my ship. Don't tell anybody or I might get robbed. I'll go where I want to go. Alright, family reunion time. Hello, Duchess of Lisbon. I thought she was the princess. Didn't they just tell us the story? BlueAnkylo at your service, returned from the golden city of El Dorado. Oh, Broke! You mean you finally achieved your lifelong dream? Well, not really. Oh no! But I wouldn't return to my sponsor without a souvenir. I brought a gift for the Franco family. Yes, a gift. Yes, the Franco family. Camillo, bring him in. we should be charging her. Like, okay, for 1 million gold, I'll give you your father-in-law. Actually, my gift is just Duke Franco. Of course, let me get him. Oh, right. Go get Duke Leon so that, yeah. How do you do? I am Leon Franco. Commodore Duke, here's Raul. Raul, my... You get a finder's fee. That's what we need, yeah. Oh, Leon, I've missed you much. You've grown up so much, my son. Oh, father. Not too bad, eh? BlueAnkylo's fame grew to legendary proportions for reuniting some royalty in Portugal. But his journey had only just begun. 3,000 days. It was all that traveling around the Pacific. But we never found El Dorado. What a rip. What a rip-off. Someone was asking if this game ever has an ending. Well, this is as good as it gets. I knew there were many wealthy families in Lisbon, but I didn't think there was such a generous one. The Duchess of Franco hired me and promised to pay off all my debts. What a chance. Deal of a lifetime. Oh, we were so young. At least we get some new music. How lame. Aw, come on. The true treasure was in our hearts all along. The world is full of liars and con artists. I paid a fortune at a cafe to get a map to El Dorado. I thought it would bring me fabulous riches, but all I found was one stingy gold medallion. Probably worth millions in gold. But, oh well, it paid for the cost of the trip. Should have sold it. Hey, Thorinum. It's fine, you didn't miss anything. Say, bro, can I look at that gold? The Staff of Poseidon. Now, that was quite an adventure. I never thought I would save someone's life until then. When I found it, I was very tempted to sell it to a Turkish lord. I knew it would have been worth a lot. Luckily, I was also making millions off of carpet at the time and thought it was better to save the Atlanteans. Silly aliens. Never even met one. It's probably all just some goofy story they tell you. Here, have a staff. It's probably a mystical, legendary artifact. Or nothing. There's no proof the Atlanteans exist. Come on, guys. One thing I've learned from my adventure... We have to do Joe's quest at the very end to see if this is true or not. That's probably the way you should play the game, is do all the other 5 story quests and save Joe's for last and see if there's actually anything about Atlantis. One thing I've learned is that life is full of surprises. Take my trip to South America in search of the land of gold. I journeyed to the New World after farming up 40,000 fame. The old man I saved by not robbing him at the floor of the port turned out to be Raul Franco, the legendary sailor who discovered El Dorado, and then stayed in jail for over a decade. Plus, there was this time when I went to Japan. I didn't even write about it. Oh, right, there's this weirdo that was trying to make a map. He gave us zero help. He's just like, somewhere in South America, around 0 degrees longitude, and somewhere between, 0 degrees longitude, between 40 to 60 degrees west, there's probably something. You should go there. Like, the worst advice you ever got in any game ever. We should have at least had to, like, take him to the inn or something, right? Give him some water. Quick, fetch him some water. You've get one old man. You just hold him up in the air like Link does when you get a heart. Now that my contract with the Franco family is finally completed, I'm thinking of heading out on a real adventure, going where I want to go, which is totally not what I've been doing the last 10 years. It's a big world out there. I'm sure there are still magnificent treasures just waiting to be discovered. Nah, we found them all. We found 48 out of 48 treasures. There's nothing left. The world is empty. The 7 seas were full of dangers. Pirates, we never saw any pirates. Storms, we saw some. Sea monsters, oh yeah, lots of those. Not every mate had the mettle to overcome the obstacles. But you, with your courage, wit, and strength of heart, have bested even the worst foes without ever fighting a thing, because you had the power of heart all along. The tale of your voyage will be told for years to come, if you ever get married and have children to pass down the story. So get to it. You're like 50 now, so you're too old, actually. How many crew got eaten? Oh, hundreds. Yeah, I didn't keep track, but hundreds. 1/6 of the story is completed. The end. I'm just disappointed that there was no El Dorado. And we didn't do any combat even one time. That's pretty bad. Ah, geesh. Well, that's it, guys. Future tubers, thanks for watching. And that's Pietro. He's a pretty good, all things considered, he's a good first-time playthrough, I would say. I mean, Joe's is kind of like the tutorial introduction, I suppose. But Pietro's pretty easy. He starts poor, but, like, the hardest part is getting 40,000 fame. Nothing else is very difficult. So, oh, that's right! There was that one point where I'm like, we don't need 60 crew per ship, and then I tossed half of them overboard because it would save on food supplies. That was like off the west coast of South America or something, and or it was Africa specifically, just west of the Cape of Good Hope. I just threw out like 300 crew into the middle of the ocean. I totally forgot about that. Didn't even mention it at the time. I'm a terrible captain. Anyway, what I was saying was, Pietro, pretty fun. The 40,000 fame thing, not a huge fan of it. I feel a little bit bad that I didn't show off any combat, but it also was, it was a good learning experience, because if you're gonna get into like the combat mechanics, you kind of have to have a foundation of how to make money and navigate and explore. Like, I feel like first phase of this game is to understand sailing and the basics of trading and stuff. And then once you've got that under control, then tackle Catalina's story or something. If you start with Catalina, you're probably gonna have a bad day. So anyway, yeah, it was fun. And I'll probably be doing, I don't think I'm gonna do all 6 necessarily, but I'll probably be doing 1 or 2 more of these characters in the near future. So future tubers, hope you enjoyed the series. Thanks for watching and have a great day. The Conti family is no longer bankrupt. It would have been better for our ending if we went back to Italy and like repaid all of our debtors and then they owed us money now because we were rich or something. We never even really got rich story-wise. The only reason we were rich was because of my smart trading practices, basically. But we did find all the treasure. That was his job, was to find all the villages, so, you know, he did it. Anyway, thanks for watching.